program. Probably going to be my new PFP, but this is my character Blue Jay. This is my first 3D sculpt that I've ever done on this program. It looks pretty good. Reminds me of if you guys ever played Batman Arkham Asylum. Reminds me a little bit of that. So colors are coming for it right now. This is just the first version that I came up with. It's a pretty interesting thing. Like once I was trying to put it inside 3D space, it required me to change up some of the stuff. Really cool tool that I found that I'm using is something called Crease. That's where you can see these hard lines that you can see in the character, where you can see the neck, the mask, the way it's designed. If you look at the wings for the helmet, that was designed with spheres that were flattened out, and then they were shaped into feathers. Uh, Basically, the main feathers are all the same. If you look at it, it's three feathers that are. The middle one was the one that I created, and I made a bigger one and a smaller one, and I just linked them together to create a three-feather look of Blue Jay's helm. And then the big white feather, or the wing, the edge of the wing, that one was done on its own as another um, sphere that I flattened and I shaped it into uh, the look of Blue Jay's OG mask. It's kind of cool because, like, when you go into 3D modeling and you're working with video games, things actually change a little bit. Uh, it's I'm not as good as I should be with this program, so I'm. This is actually just a learning exercise too. I'm probably gonna look for more tutorials to help me sculpt things a little bit better, like sculpt noses better, sculpt lips better, sculpt eyes better, ears and everything. Right now, this is just like I said, my first take on trying to produce something using this application. It's just basically a bunch of rough shapes thrown together. It works a lot like if you're using clay. Programs like ZBrush uh, are definitely kind of what this is mimicking. There's another program called Sculptor. I never sat down and tried to use it, but I played around with this, and when I got stuck a couple of times, I just looked up tutorials on how to get to certain parts of it, and I was able to get it. But it's kind of cool. Gives you an idea. Now I can finally do a top view of like what it would look like. Um, and what's nice too, it's a good reference if you want to draw the character in different angles, what you're gonna see and what it's gonna look like. Gives you a good idea when you have it in 3D. And what would be kind of neat is eventually if I can take this whole 3D version that you see here and create a model with it and then animate that. And then I would definitely be able to do animations a lot easier with these characters. It would be kind of neat. And if it's really good too, you could actually start using it to lay out panels for comics also. Speed up the process. Takes a while to build the model, but once the model's built, you'd actually have something really neat that you could actually work with. Uh, but yeah, so the whole idea with this too, the reason I'm kind of showing it to you too is I can't show you art on here really easily unless I go into certain programs. If I try to show it inside my image stuff, it doesn't work out real well. The idea is based on some of the stuff I'm doing with Catalyst Black. I'm doing art. Where is it? This is the May 4th. So these are my Catalyst Black. This is like my character, Leopard. This is like a Catalyst Black version of her. That was on May the 4th. I was saying like, what if they created like people were talking about melee weapons, and I was like, what if you created a melee weapon that's very similar to a lightsaber called the Starlight Sword? Um, and the information for it is like right there too. So, and this is my original design for her, more with the Catalyst Black art style, but that's just to give you an idea. And this is the Blue Jay I designed for it. see, Starlight Sword, so on and so forth. And I gave its damage, its charges, its range, and how much more damage it does from behind. So it's kind of fun stuff like that. Let me see here. Cancel. Where is that? I'm also working on a comic for Catalyst Black. There it is. It's in here. So this is also the comic I'm working on for Catalyst Black. You can see Catalyst Black weapons like the Borson, Splinter Fate, and the Wraith in there also. So the trick is before we had the three models of the guns, I had to try to take looking at the side view and whatever pictures I could see and try to create my own look for it. So I just came up with, based on side views, extrapolating it into a three-dimensional space and thinking about it from the top. Which I was pretty proud of the Borson. I was actually pretty close to what it actually looks like in 3D. And then these are a bunch of pictures of Sunder. Like the trick with Sunder too is he's not as hard to draw as I would have thought. It's just the most complex part about Sunder is his mask. And once you get the mask out of the way, he's pretty much a snap to draw. I'm going to be working on variant designs of Asunder and stuff like that. I may just go on to the Discord and let people know that I'm streaming. Alright, so I'm just going to put streaming and on 3 or 4 places, and that'll be it. So I'll just do streaming, count streams. See, the what sucks about it on computer is I can't copy the actual the code, the text of the code. So if I was on my iPad, I would be able to actually copy everything. I've been playing very basic builds. I finally got mods for most of my stuff. I'm only missing mods for what do you call this thing now? I'm only missing mods for one thing right now. Stream. That was weird.